So let me first show you 5 simple steps that we had to really figure out in our business, okay? So the first thing is, you heard him mention all the different niches and marketplaces that we're into, everything from guns to kitchen recipes to makeup tutorials. Man, I gotta tell you, it has been a very interesting journey for me learning about all of these niches and marketplaces and everything. And the one thing that I know that all of them have in common is that we can make a lot of money when we have a newsletter for each one of those niches and marketplaces. And it doesn't really matter what the niche or marketplace is. What the thing that I think Perry talked about was some of those niches and marketplaces, depending on what we're looking at. If we're looking at people obviously interested in kitchen recipes and cooking from home, the value of that subscriber is not going to be as much as somebody, say, in finance, right? But for the most part, we have found that you can build a newsletter in virtually any niche or marketplace. So everybody that commented here and told us, this is what my niche and marketplace is, and this is what I like to build a newsletter on, I didn't see anything that made me say, oh no, that's a bad idea. You probably can't make that work, right? So the first thing is, what we've learned is we've learned how to go out there and automatically create these newsletters. We're now down to 2 VAs. I'm going to tell you the reason why I say 2 instead of 1, because the 1 VA could just be in here pushing buttons like I'm about to show you. But the second VA is actually going around and grabbing the newsletter and actually emailing it out to our subscribers, right? So we were doing this with, well, first of all, we started out with WordPress. Then we were doing this inside of our autoresponder. Then we started using ChatGPT. Then we were using other pieces of software. Nothing would do what we wanted to do, especially at the level that we wanted to scale, right? We have 19 newsletters going out every single day, and I'm hands off. The core team is hands off. The VAs pretty much handle all of that. And then you heard Perry talk about my lovely significant other. She gets up at 3 o'clock in the morning and just kind of reviews the content and makes sure that it's a fit for the audience. And the reason why is sometimes our VAs are from the Philippines and such, and they don't always understand trending topics and things that just wouldn't be of interest to our readers. So we have somebody here in America just kind of glancing at things saying, yeah, you know what, let's go ahead and change this, or no, you're good to go. So what you see here on the screen, guys, this is a screenshot of our actual software. Now, I got a buddy of mine named Armando that has just been hanging around these parts and paying attention to what we're doing. I tell you, he is the laziest marketer on the planet. I would say that if he's on the call. If he is, love you, buddy. But you truly are lazy. And because of that, he has more success than most marketers I know. And what he did was, when he started hearing about this whole newsletter thing, he went out there and he said, man, I want to do this on pickleball. I was like, well, then I guess go do it. Well, he had it done that day. And we had a follow-up call with our mastermind a week later, and he was on there and we were interviewing him, and he was showing us his newsletter pages. And I think he was acquiring leads, don't quote me on this, but I want to say for about 38 cents. And you heard Perry talking about how we went back because we had physical addresses, and we looked up those addresses, and what we found is half of those people lived in multi-million-dollar homes. So he's out there acquiring leads using this software for 38 cents that are living in million-dollar homes, right? So we have definitely stumbled on something pretty incredible. So I'm going to show you exactly how you're going to create this newsletter using the software that you see here on the screen. And then what's going to happen is, when you get your newsletter created, you're then going to add it to our directory, okay? And this is a very easy process. I'm going to show you how we do this. But once the newsletter is created, you click a button. And what happens is you're going to tell us the name of your publication, the URL, something about your newsletter. You're going to have a description there. And then you're going to tell us, okay, my newsletter sends out Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You're going to choose your categories. You're going to go into some more demographics about your newsletter. And that way we can match your newsletter with other people's newsletters. Is that making sense to everybody? I just want to make sure everybody's with me so far. Like on a scale of 1 to 10, like 1, I'm completely lost. 10, I completely got it. Type in the chat, let me know. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Okay, good, good. Everybody's on track. All right. So the next thing that's going to happen, folks, we've gone out there and tested this 100 different ways and failed miserably. Everything that we thought would allow us to go out there and get the very best conversions, meaning everybody that sees this page, we actually want them to come over here and enter their email address. So if 50 people see this page, and 25% of people enter their email address, that means we have a 50% conversion. This page right here typically sees a 70% conversion. I'm told an industry average is good at about 30%, 35%. But we had to go test this over and over and over and over and over. And every single time we went out there and we created a page, it dropped down to like 20, 30%. I'm like, I know we can do so much better than this. Well, we didn't figure it out ourselves. Instead, what we did was we went out there and modeled some of the top converting newsletters, took a look at their lead pages, their sign-up pages, and said, okay, now I know what we have to do. And of course, today, AI makes it really, really easy to create these headlines and these descriptions, newsletters, and everything else. But what we wanted to have happen was have these sign-up pages be inside of the software so that when somebody signs up, they're instantly able to get our newsletter. So what if I told you that this is not only inside the software, where even if you're somewhat technically challenged, you're not going to have to be, right? It's there waiting for you. And what if I told you that the software will go figure out your branding for you, your colors for you, and then it'll write your whole entire page for you. It'll write your headline, your description, and it'll even give you features down below that somebody might be interested in learning with their newsletter. Pretty awesome, right? So now what's going to happen is when somebody goes and signs up, okay, they are inside of your autoresponder, or they can be inside of our system. Okay, and I'll talk about that here in a minute. But remember when I said as soon as you create your marketplace, or as soon as you create your newsletter, you want to add it to our directory? Well, here's where this is really cool, okay? Let me bring this back here. So inside the directory, what you're then able to do is you're able to find people that are similar to your newsletter. So I'm from Wyoming, and of course in Wyoming, everything's hunting and fishing, right? So I could go out there and I could create a newsletter on walleye. Walleyes is the most amazing, delicious fish you'll ever catch. Not much of a fight, but my God, does it taste good. It tastes like a freshwater lobster, right? So I can go create a newsletter on walleye, and a good fit for me would be to go out there and find somebody else that has a newsletter on, say, bass fishing or fly fishing or something like that. Or if you look at this here, this sample, you can see that if we have a newsletter on survival life, then I might be able to go out there and find a newsletter on homesteading. Maybe that'll be a good fit. Or if my newsletter is DIY projects, I could go team up with somebody that's got simple DIY. And the reason why is because the subscriber that I have on DIY projects is probably most likely going to be interested in simple DIY as well. And so the way that this works is we create what's called a swap. And we built a system to handle everything for us. So I go through the directory, I say, okay, you know what? This is something that I'm interested in. And what I do is I submit a proposal to that person. So if I have survival life and I see homesteading, or if I have DIY projects and I see simple DIY, I'm going to submit a proposal to simple DIY. So the publisher for simple DIY is going to get a notice that says, hey, Chad over here at DIY Projects would like to do a swap with you. And so what that means is, as I bring in subscribers, I'm going to refer them over to simple DIY. And as simple DIY brings in subscribers, they're going to refer them over here to DIY Projects. Now, where swapping has failed in the past, how many of you have experience with any type of swap? Whether it be solos or I don't know what type of swaps are out there, but here's where swapping has failed in the past. If only one person is doing the work, and Adam says wife. That was not what I was talking about. But if only one person is doing the work, okay, then the other party is getting all the subscribers. And then what happens? Hey, man, I've sent you 25 people like you see here. Why aren't you helping me out? Why aren't you returning the favor? Why aren't you putting people in my newsletter, right? That's a real problem. And so what we've done is we've built the system so that it will shut off. So if the other party's not doing their part, then guess what happens? It shuts off. So Jeanette says it takes a manager to keep up with both sides. No, it really doesn't, because the software will regulate it for you to make sure that each sides are putting in equal effort. Is that making sense to everybody? Just let me know on a scale of 1 to 10, is that making sense to everybody? And it's good to see you, Jeanette. Yes. Okay. Now understand, this is something that we had to have for our own business, right? So we're going to go out there and we're going to first set up a swap with somebody, and the system's going to handle everything for you. So now take a look at this here, guys. Let's bring it all home. So now this is a different sign up page that we know converts super, super high. And you can see here are the features for the newsletter down below. This could also be testimonials if you choose, or you can have one row that's features and one row that's testimonials. Completely up to you what you want to do. But now you're out there getting people to sign up from your newsletter. So you heard Perry talking about TikTok and Instagram and everything else, right? So people find interest in your topic and you say, I've seen this a lot on Facebook lately. Hey, if you want to join my newsletter or whatever, go to this link. So people go to a page like this, they enter their email, and now they're on your list where they're receiving your newsletter. And hang in there, because I'm going to actually do a demo of creating that newsletter here in a minute. But now here's what's awesome. What if I told you the minute that if I was to subscribe to the American Pickleball Association and I go enter chat@chatnicely.com, then what happens next is this window opens up right here, and I can put a video at the top if I wanted to, and it says you're subscribed. The American Pickleball also recommends, and look at this here, these are people that I am partnered with. So if I own the American Pickleball Association, and I don't, Armando owns it, okay? So Armando has this page. He has set up swaps with these people right here. Now, there's 3 of them featured, but we could go ahead and have 5 of them here. We could have 7 of them here. We don't recommend going beyond 5, but these are people that he has partnered with. And so what happens is the minute that somebody enters their email here, they're taken over here to this page. And now when they click this button right here, then this lead now went into this autoresponder, and this autoresponder. Or in other words, this lead is now going to receive the old time pickleball, all women's pickleball, and new games. And so what happens is, yes, this is a co-reg, right? So Armando just sent a subscriber to each one of his partners. Is this making sense to everybody? Now somebody's saying, yeah, co-reg, not pure swap. No, not exactly, because here's the thing. We are keeping track of how many subscribers he is sending. And at the same time, this old time pickleball also has a sign up page with this logo at the top. And when people are registering on that sign up page, then what happens? They're going to a widget just like this. And what do they see up here? They see the American Pickleball Association. So it is a true swap. And if Armando doesn't do his part, or Old Time Pickleball doesn't do his part, then the swapping feature will be disabled until the other party catches up, right? But the one that is current, they can no longer put people into the publication. They have done their job, and now it's time for the other party to catch up. And then once they catch up, then the swapping can continue. Very, very complicated logic, but we wanted to make it easy for the little guy to win. Is everybody getting this right now? So everybody on the call, I want to make sure, because this is our framework. This is what we've set up. We've had to use multiple platforms before. platforms that would never approve you. I'm going to be honest with you guys, and Ignite members can jump in here. We actually did a newsletter event, and we were relying on another third party that had a similar system to this. It wasn't a swapping system, but they did have the referral widget that you see over here. I was not the one that created this concept. And so we recommended everybody at the event to go ahead and get signed up for that service because that's what we were using. Little did I know that 90% of the attendees at that event were going to get disapproved. So they were not able to connect the pieces at the event. And it was right then and there that we said, you know what? We're going to have to build this out ourselves. And not only that, we're going to have to make it easier. We're going to have to make it more powerful. And we're going to have to give people more flexibility to get set up because we were using multiple systems to try to do this whole entire thing, right? So when you understand that, yes, this is a co-reg, but not only that, it's also a swap because both parties are co-regging with each other, okay? Then you understand that what you're doing is you're taking these opt-ins and you're putting them either A, into an autoresponder, or B, you're putting them inside of our own system, okay? Now, we've done the impossible. I've got my tech guy here on the call. He's incredible. His name is Russell. Give a big shout out to Russell because what we've been doing is finding every single autoresponder that you could possibly use in case you didn't want to use our email system, and we have linked it up into this system. And so what that means is as soon as somebody enters their email here, you better believe it, it can go right inside of your autoresponder system where the newsletter is now ready to be sent out. And yep, go ahead and type in some integrations here and let me know what you use. I see Go High Level. Of course, Go High Level's there. What else do we have? Feedbliss, never heard of that one. Beehive, of course we have Beehive. MailPoet, we actually do have MailPoet. Sendigle, yes. ConvertKit, yes, yes. So we have most of the ones that are here, even Groove. We even have Mike's platform in here, Drip, Aweber, Send and Blue. Yes, and here's the thing. If we don't have what you're using, let us know because we want to integrate with every single autoresponder on the planet. I know it sounds crazy, but that is our goal. So we did something a little bit different here, folks. We built a platform for the masses. Most people, if you look at any other technology that does this co-reg feature, they might make it work with 4 or 5 different autoresponders. Not us. At the time that the last time I checked, we had over 45 integrations that are working with this co-reg, right? And so what that means is everybody that enters their email here, they are either A, going into your autoresponder, or B, going into our own system, and I'll tell you about that here in a minute, or you're doing both, right? So you're getting subscribers this way, and each one of these subscribers are now receiving your email newsletter, and I think Perry's going to kind of help you understand the overall profitability, just looking at some general acquisition numbers, how much you can acquire a subscriber for, how much that subscriber is worth, and then the overall plan one day is to get acquired or get gobbled up by somebody bigger, because we're seeing some multi-million-dollar exits, 8, even some 9-figure exits, all with newsletters following the exact process that I'm showing you here on the screen. So you not only have subscribers coming in this way from your own efforts of social media, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. You'd even go out there and do solos, leveraging other people's lists. But on top of that, now you got these widgets that are out there that your partners who you're teamed up with are constantly pumping leads into as well. So you're getting subscribers this way as well. And what if I told you that whole entire system that we've been building out, when was the newsletter event, Perry?
November, I believe.
November, and we're getting ready to go into March.
Yeah.
Russell can actually verify this. We have been working on this every single day since.
The people that got it in November know how much better it is now. I mean, the people that got it it's not been sold to the public. It's only been given to our mastermind people as a beta. So they know how it was when it started. It was good when it started, but it's extraordinary now. It's like a whole different animal. And when we do the big reveal in a minute that these guys don't even know yet, I think everybody's going to be even more impressed. But
yeah, so let me kind of show you guys real fast. How many of you would like to see an actual live demonstration of how fast we can create a newsletter? And I'm going to ask for Perry's help on this. You can see right now I have my whole entire team on here. So far, they've sent out 2 newsletters today. By the end of the day, all 19 of these newsletters will be here, right? So if we come over here, there's a familiar face. It's going to be on a lot of newsletters for a long time. But when I come over here and I click on newsletter publications, and let me just make sure I'm logged into the right account as the right user. Okay, good. You can see that we have all of these publications here. Okay. Now, remember what I told you. This software has been set up to be able to handle multiple newsletters. Does everybody understand that? It wasn't just one single newsletter. We knew that we had all these properties. And we also know that Perry teaches, look, if you got a newsletter that makes you $100 a day or whatever, go out there and, create 5 or 10 newsletters, right? Because now you're up to $1,000 a day on little teeny tiny newsletters that are, some are making 100, some are making 200. You might get one that eventually makes you 500 or 1,000 a day, right? Who knows? The sky's the limit. So we needed to create a system that would allow us to do multiple newsletters. Not only that, notice over here on the right, we needed to have a system that will keep track when the newsletters were supposed to send out, right? Now I'm going to come over here and I just want to make sure that I am on the latest version. Yeah, okay, good. So here's all of our newsletters. And by the way, I want to give Perry just a heads up real quick. Somebody give me an idea for a newsletter that we can create like right now. And Perry, maybe you can help me and you could make a little logo.
I'll go create a logo for it. Somebody give me a name.
Yeah, I'll let you choose it. That way they don't think this is set up or anything.
I like the sneaker thing is okay. Let's do sneakers.
Sneakers.
Like sneaker collectors.
Is that a thing? Sneakers, that's a thing? Okay.
Huge thing. Multi-$1,000 sneakers.
Whoever said sneakers, come up with a name for your newsletter. Come up with a name for your newsletter. Who said sneakers? Let me find you. Sneaker Cash. Okay, you like that name, Perry?
Say again?
There's the Sneaker Insider. Does that work? Oh, he's got it. Okay.
There you go.
So watch this. Let's do this for reals. Let's come on over here. And what do we have? We have the Sneaker Peeker. Okay. I don't think that's what they said.
I don't think that's the way you spell it, but you get the point.
I just realized that. Okay. So we'll come over here. Let me just go ahead and find.
At least I didn't have Sneaker Pecker.
All right. So we'll go ahead and put this logo here. There we go. We got the Sneaker Peeker. Sneaker.
Ooh, you know what I would actually name it? I'd probably name it Sneaky Pete.
Sneakers. All right. Right. This is, somebody could give me a description. We're going to have all this. I just realized this now as I'm shooting this. I'm going to have AI do this for you too, right? This is a newsletter on the hottest trends in the world of, I guess they're luxury sneakers, right? Luxury sneakers. I've seen some of those things for like $3,000, right? So what do we want to do? Let's send out Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday, right? So the categories, let's see if we can figure this out. Sports, I don't know, news, finance.
I'm putting you some sneaker links in the chat.
Okay, I'm going to say fashion and beauty because I don't really know, right? And I'm sure you're going to tell me that it's mixed both male and female, right? Lifestyle. Okay, see, there you know. Okay, lifestyle. Where did we see lifestyle? Okay, cool. Almost male, age range, I don't know. I'm going to say these two. I have no idea. I know nothing about this niche. What would the audience income level be, Perry?
Probably 6 figures or more.
Okay.
70 to 200,000. Yeah, probably.
Okay, so I'm going to say this, and I'm going to go ahead and click this. The members haven't seen this yet. And I'm going to say add publication. Okay. And now what's happened is we just added our Sneaker Peeker newsletter. How many of you can do this? Yes or no? Let me know. I just want to make sure that everybody is saying, you know what, that's something I can do. Because all the Ignite members on this call will tell you that this is absolutely something you can do. Okay? All right. Now, this newsletter is set up to go Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. Okay? So now it's going to keep track of when your newsletter should go out. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and click on Add Newsletter. Now, once I've done that, it goes ahead and brings in our logo for us. And I'm going to go ahead and make this logo a little bit lower, a little bit smaller. There we go. Look at Perry's got a trademark on it and everything. And now what we can do is we can go ahead and start dragging in our blocks. So I'm going to come over here and somebody give me a video on sneakers because I know nothing about sneakers. Who's got a video on sneakers?
I'll get you.
Okay. Yeah, I know absolutely nothing about this.
Show them the trivia thing while I'm grabbing this.
Yeah, sure. So this little smiley face here, guys, it knows that we're writing a newsletter on sneakers. So I want to go ahead and start out with a trivia question at the top. This has been our little secret here to get people to scroll all the way to the bottom. So look what it says. In the world of sneakers, what iconic Nike silhouette is known for its visible air cushioning unit running the full length of the shoe and was famously worn by Michael Jordan during the 91 NBA season. So I got my trivia question here. And now what we can do is if we come over here and if we grab this video link, let's go ahead and come over here and let's grab the video link and let's put this here. And I'm going to come over here and I'm going to go ahead and put in this video URL. And I don't care about round, solid, all these features here. All I want to do is update this section here. Okay, is that what you like?
Yeah.
All right, give me an article.
I dropped all of the articles that Perry put into the chat at the bottom.
All right, so let's come back over here, guys, and let's do an article review. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and drop this block.
So you'll understand what this is doing, guys. It's basically going out and writing almost a tweet for each of these articles and then sending people onto those articles. And that's fine. And people are like, well, that's not helping me. It absolutely is helping you. You want to send the very best content you can find to the readers. I always say, like, if you had a toothache and somebody cut out an article from their local newspaper, mailed it to you about how to get rid of your toothache and your pain went away, you wouldn't be grateful to the writer. You wouldn't be grateful to the newspaper. You wouldn't be grateful to the publisher. You wouldn't be grateful to the mailman. You'd be grateful to whoever cut out that article and sent it to you because it was helpful. All we're trying to do is build goodwill and trust with our audience here.
Yep. So I'm dragging in these blocks. And how long did it take you to find these articles that you sent me, Perry?
A minute.
And this is what we have our VAs do. They go and find relevant articles to whatever the niche and marketplace is. Look at that. That's a great fit, right? Perfect fit, right? So we can very easily start to populate this newsletter, but then we can come over here and we can have some fun, right? And so not only can we do a trivia question, we'll put the trivia question at the bottom, but we can do a quote of the day, joke of the day. Let's do interesting facts and let's see what that brings up, right? So I could put a title on the top of it that says interesting facts, but look what it says. Sneakers were originally called plimsolls in the 1800s before they were given the name sneakers due to their supper rolls allowing wearers to walk quietly without making noise. No idea. The world's most expensive.
I can promise you, by the way, Chad knows zip about sneakers. So do I. So if you know something about a subject, this is 100 times better. But if you don't know anything, you can still do it.
Give a girl the right shoes and she can conquer the world. Marilyn Monroe. It just went and pulled that quote of the day, right? How about this one? Let's come down here, and all it's doing is pulling this. So I guess I could type in luxury sneakers, maybe. I don't know. I really know nothing about
collector sneakers, probably.
Collector sneakers. Yeah, I know nothing about them. I know that my stepson will not be spending that much money on sneakers, right? So let's do Q&A questions. Let's see what it brings up. What is the most sought after collector sneaker? The Air Jordan 1 Off-White is currently one of the most sought after sneakers. How can I authenticate a collector sneaker? Look for details such as the quality materials. And I can change this, by the way, right? So how can I authenticate an Air Jordan 1 or sneaker 3 or whatever, right? Again, I know nothing about any of this stuff, right? But now I can come in here and I can type my headlines in here and I could say, did you know? And I can go and I can put emojis here. I can do everything that you would expect to find inside of a newsletter, right? And if I'm in the right account, let's say that I was also selling sneakers, right? So if I got sneakers on Amazon or whatever, they're selling for $1,500, I could actually add them into my monetization center up here at the top. And I could go ahead and say, okay, pull in sneakers. I don't have sneakers per se, but we do have shirts, right? So I could go ahead and say, okay, let's go ahead and do this. And I could go through and choose my image. I could have multiple images, right? And I could go ahead and say update. And now when somebody clicks on this image here, which could be your sneakers, it will redirect to your landing page. Now, again, I know zero about sneakers, but how many of you would believe that if somebody actually went through and read this newsletter that was interested in sneakers, they would probably be pretty happy with it. They would probably be pretty satisfied. It's pretty interesting, right? So let's come over here to the bottom. Let's go ahead and put the answer to the trivia question. I don't want to put it there. I want to put it at the bottom. There's the trivia question. The Air Jordan 1 sneakers released in 1985. I can put borders here. I can do all this stuff. But my point in showing you this, because I don't want to take too much time, is I wanted to show you how fast you're able to go and create a newsletter. Is this making sense to everybody? Scale of 1 to 10, how many of you believe that you can do what I just showed you? Very simple. And we're just at the bare infant stages of this. And the reason why is because we've been so focused on making sure that we have the right landing page that converts, as well as the whole entire referral system all built out, so that you just weren't building newsletters, but you were also taking your newsletters and bringing in subscribers. You were able to grow your newsletter. That's been our core focus, right? Did you have anything to add on this, Perry? I got housekeepers here too. Timing could not.
No, not right now. I'm good.
Do you hear a lot of noise in the background? Hopefully not.
No, we don't.
Cool. Okay, so let me look at some of the comments here. No, yes, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 15, 10, 10, 10. So if you are currently using Letterman, do me a favor and type in the chat here and let people know what your experience has been. We have some people that are inside a beta, right? And they haven't even seen the new features yet. They haven't even put their newsletter in the marketplace yet. They haven't even set up swaps yet. They haven't done anything because this is the big official launch. This is the big official announcement to all of our new features. And this is the follow-up from the actual newsletter event, right? So now somebody asked me, how did you pull that shirt in? Well, we have a built-in monetization library. So see over here where it says monetization center? obviously we're in the print on demand business, but look here. I have pickleball paddles over here, right? That's not real. That was used for a demonstration. It definitely sticks out. But these shirts, we actually put in there every single day. So you're able to come in here and simply load as many images as you want so that you're able to choose a different image every day. You put in your URL, you choose your category, and now I showed you how fast you can go about actually loading your shirts, or in this case, your sneakers or whatever you have into your library. So now if you look at the comments here, right? Look what Eric is saying. Don't take my word for it. So easy to use and start implementing today. Just start clicking and build out. Easy to build out newsletters, but can't really do much with that. Really excited to start sending. I love Letterman. So easy to use, makes very attractive newsletters. I'm only looking for people that are using the actual software, right? Keith says, I'm using Letterman, still working, just saw the directory, excited. Yeah, none of them have seen this. And now Chris is asking me to demo the avatar feature. I wasn't going to do that, but hey, let's go ahead and do this. So the point of an avatar is when we write our newsletters, we want to write it in the voice of somebody that knows something about sneakers. So
yeah, that was somebody asked a minute ago in the comments. So why does it seem dry? And it seems dry because there's no avatar created for the sneaker guy yet. If you had a sneaker expert, you build an avatar for the sneaker expert, it's going to talk like a sneaker expert, right? But when you don't have an avatar, the content does come out kind of dry. But he can build an avatar here in, I don't know how far down the rabbit hole we want to go, but we can build an avatar in a few minutes. But that speaks in that voice, like we use in finance.
Do a fast demo. What's your avatar name, Jerry?
Jimmy
Sneaker, right?
Jimmy Cole. Let's make him Jimmy Cole.
Jimmy Cole, I know that name. All right, let's click add. All right, so now watch this, guys. We're gonna come over here. I could go ahead and load my own stuff if I want to, but I'm gonna say
call him Jimmy the Sneak. His nickname is Jimmy the Sneak.
Okay.
Instead of Jimmy the Greek.
Okay, good. I'm just going to skip anything about him. Where does he live, though? He lives in Vegas, yeah?
Philadelphia.
I
said that because I bet you can't spell Philadelphia.
How did I do? I actually lived there.
I don't know.
All right. So we're going to go ahead and start. And this is actually Perry's prompt, right? So I want you to create an avatar specializing in sneaker collection. Okay, cool. So it's going to do that. He says, okay, here's everything that you needed to do, right? He says, okay, yep, I get it. I'll do this, just like AI does. And then what it's going to do is go out there and find the best 10 YouTube channels on collecting sneakers. Is that a thing? So yep. Here we go. There are the experts on YouTube, right? So we click next step. Who are the 10 best collectors?
This is all happening in real time, by the way, guys. Is this not crazy?
Yep. So identifying the best in the world. Okay, there they are. I have no idea who these guys are. I'll just take your word for it, right? Next step, create an avatar who has full knowledge of all these experts. So what's going to happen is you guys are creating the perfect voice for your newsletter, right? So we open this up. I can promise you a lot of our beta users don't even know that this does this. Let's create a depth profile of our avatar by the name Jimmy Cole, right? So it's going to do that. And then it's going to go through and it's going to say, okay, here's his name. Here's his passion, here's his expertise, here's his style. Signature style is a blend of streetwear, fashion, urban flair, vintage sneaker. I imagine that this guy is going to speak our language, right? So then we say next step. What else would our readers want to know about Jimmy?
That's how you just hired that's just how you hired an expert full-time writer for free, by the way, guys. And we can write full feature articles in here. This could write a 750-word article on any subject that has to do with sneakers now in just a few minutes from Jimmy's perspective.
Yeah. So we're almost done. And so what's cool about this is you don't have to come up with your own prompts and everything, even though ChatGPT and all that's really simple. Here is the final response, right? And so what we can do is we can go ahead and save this to our profile. I don't want to save it because I don't want to screw up the team. They get really confused. But now the software will save this whole entire profile. And it will go and study it, and it'll learn who Jimmy is. And that way, when it writes the newsletters, it can write it in that voice. And you can see what Curtis is saying, that's the secret sauce. Yeah, it's secret sauce that a lot of people don't know how to do. So we automated the whole entire process for you, the whole process.